We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. So good evening, and welcome to the 50th anniversary celebration. Hi, Dennis. For the Tri-City Transition Society.
My name is Chris Floyd, and this is Brooke Lewis, and we are your MCs for the night. Applause. She is short, I am tall, she's very bright, I am very dull. So we balance each other out very nicely. Before we get going, I just want to recognize that we are on the traditional and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Coquitlam and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations.
We're grateful for the chance to live, work, and celebrate on this land, just as Tri-City Transitions has spent 50 years creating safety, healing, and community. Indigenous peoples have been building and sustaining community here for thousands of years. Tonight, we honor that shared spirit of resilience. We have a fun and informative night ahead of us. Throughout the night, if you feel inspired to provide further support to the organization, you can scan the code on the table. Can someone hold one up? There we go. So you're gonna scan that little QR code and it's gonna take you to a donation page. And we would greatly appreciate any donations that you may have.
It started with 7 women, just 7, sitting in a circle in a drafty room in Port Coquitlam, 1974. They were strangers at first, drawn together by a single question. Is this all there is? Wives, mothers, daughters, each wondering if they were the only ones feeling trapped, unheard, invisible. Week after week, they shared their stories. They listened, really listened, to each other's fears and hopes. No advice, no judgment, just presence. It was radical. It was healing. It was this perk that became the Tri-City Women's Center.
Well, we've come a long way. We have a long road ahead of us. So please welcome Executive Director Extraordinaire, Jatinder Bhatti, to the stage as she shares about the current state of Tri-City Transitions and her vision for the future. Jatinder!
Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to Chris and Brooke for doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. That was so moving, and I'm too sad that Atife is not there to see the impact, but I'm sure we'll get the message to her. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We celebrate this incredible milestone, 50 years of service, support, and hope. People often ask me, how do you do this work? You must be strong. But the truth is the real strength and courage belong to the women and children we serve. It takes extraordinary bravery to reach out and say, I need support. Every person deserves the right to live a life free from violence, a life of peace and dignity. In the past 13 months, 35 women have been killed in British Columbia. These devastating losses are a stark reminder of the urgency to strengthen protection, supports, and prevention measures for women at risk of violence. At our generation, our organization, Tri-City Transitions, we are honored to walk alongside the women on their journey. Whether it's answering the first phone call, welcoming her and children in the transition house, making them feel safe and comfortable, connecting them to income assistance, accompanying them to the bank to open their account, sharing legal information with them, accompanying them to the courthouse, we are there every step of the way. This work doesn't happen because of one person. It happens because of a community. Today, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our dedicated staff, our amazing board members, and our volunteers, and everyone in the community who has stepped in to support us. Thank you. Some of you may know that we are currently undertaking much needed renovations at our transition house to create a safer, more welcoming environment for women and children who turn to us. A special thank you goes to Patrick Yu from Olympic Projects and And sitting beside him is Hassan Fertini for their generous support with our renovations. You have spent many hours, resources, your time, your expertise to help us guide through this process. I can't tell you how happy we are, and thank you so much. It means a lot to us. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the incredible work of those who came before us. Their vision and commitment build the foundation we stand on today. I'm happy to say Pat is here. Pat has been on the board for, I think, 20 years and more. So I am so glad you made it, Pat. Thank you. "50 years ago, this organization began with a very simple, as you've seen, but a powerful idea that women could come together to support one another. As we look to the future, we carry that vision forward. We want to bring back the Women Center to our community where every woman and child can find safety, support, and hope. But we cannot do this alone. We invite you, our partners, our friends, our community members, to stand with us, to continue supporting the vital work we do, and to ensure that next 50 years are even more stronger and impactful. Thank you so much for being part of our journey, for our past, present, and now we are looking forward to the future. Thank you so much, everyone."
The impact Tri-City Transitions has had or has made in the lives of women and families has been remarkable. But don't take my word for it. Next, we're going to hear from a couple of clients. The first is through video. A short little video for us here.
We needed the services for Tri-City Transitions because we were fearful, scared, helpless, and we had no place to go. We were homeless. And I had my daughter with me. So, of course, we needed a place where we could feel safe. We both were feeling accepted, safe, and we were coming out of our fear. I could see my daughter smiling within a week. She was traumatized from what happened. And slowly, gradually, the child support worker there and the other staff workers, they started spending time with her. There are cooking workshops for kids. They will watch movie once a day and they have craft once a day. The services I benefit from the most are Stop the Violence emotional counseling. And there were self-defense workshops, which me and my daughter, we both attended. Tri-City Transition showed me my strength, that how resilient I am, how resourceful I am, what I can do in my life. And they give me the hope that I can, turn the tables and I can rebuild my life the way I want. And for my daughter as well, I could see the change in her emotional and mental health, and academically she was again improving, and she was laughing, she was playing. We felt that humility, encouragement, kindness, and empathy here. Keep doing what you are doing. It helps us, to rebuild our life, to believe in ourselves, to feel that we are worthy.
Okay, so now we welcome a very special guest to the stage, Ivy Ramallo. Thank you. Come on up. Ivy has benefited from some of the services at Tri-City Transitions and has offered to share her experiences with us.
Okay. Oh, you're lucky it stopped. It stopped making those sounds for you.
That's great. That was a super moving video, and I'm not sure how it's gonna hold up compared to that, but I'll read what I prepared for you guys. So first, I want to take a second and just thank Super Executive Director Jatinder Bhatti for the invite, and of course all the other staff who work at Tri-City Transitions who have helped myself and countless other women and children for the invitation to speak here today and share my story with you all. So today, I'm speaking not as a victim, but as an empowered person. My story is one of betrayal and systemic failure, abuse, and resilience that won't be extinguished. I never knew love really as a child. I couldn't really say no to my parents without experiencing physical or verbal abuse. And at the age of 14, I was out on my own in the cold streets of Ontario. And all I could do to survive was try my best to fend for myself with the skills that I had. And more or less, I was alone with no safety net and no guidance. I quickly ended up into the clutches of predators and pedophiles who saw my innocence as an invitation, and I was quickly and deliberately addicted to street drugs. I used this to numb the pain of abandonment and trauma of being and had been subjected to more rape than I can count or even remember. Too young for welfare and too young for homeless shelters. Coming from a home where personal boundaries were forbidden, I was the perfect target. I was naive, broken, and I lived like this for years while working through and completing high school. Beyond all odds, I graduated on time with a scholarship in hand. At 18, I was groomed by an older man who promised refuge and escape from this life I had been living. He lured me across the country to British Columbia, and within months, I was pregnant with his child. He had lied to me about everything, and in the home there was illegal drug use, gang affiliations, illegal grow operations, and to coerce me, he claimed he was 13 years my senior, an already significant age difference for a teenager, but to my dismay, 2/3 of the way through my pregnancy, the truth unfolded, and he was actually 23 years older. Very much a predator in disguise. After the pregnancy, the control tightened and my friends were restricted and intimidation ensued. I was isolated with no family, friends, or support. It was the police who finally opened my eyes to transition houses and the idea that there might be a way out. For the first time in my life, after escaping with my 6-month-old daughter, I felt warmth and genuine caring with no strings attached. It changed my life. The incredible women at that transition house gave me support, advocacy, and guidance. I gained independence, my own place to live, where I, for the first time, didn't have to trade my dignity for a roof over my head. Unfortunately, as a naive teenager, I failed to grasp the gravity and danger of the situation I was in, and in my lonesome state of vulnerability, I was coerced by the abuser to drop legal action. This mistake haunts me to this day because it directly connected to my child's first kidnapping and opened the floodgates to over a decade of court system abuse. At least once a year, my child is ripped from my arms, illegally or through twisted legal maneuvers. I've lost hundreds of hours of my life defending myself in the very system that's supposed to protect us, and the fight to love and be a part of my only daughter's life persists. Another piece of my story unfolds when I fall into a long-term relationship that resulted in years of human trafficking from my partner. It was a challenge to free myself from that sexual abuse, but I did and opened a personal real estate corporation for 4 years while healing and saving a nest egg. This was not enough for me though. My life experience have ignited a fire in me, and I knew I was put on this planet for more than sales. So I retired from real estate and pursued a deeper education toward a long-term career goal to be an expert in clinical forensic psychology. I intend to make a difference related to the systemic problems that plague society and contribute to abuse against women and children, just like Tri-Cities transitions. I knew I needed to help others escape the darkness I've known. Shortly after this proud moment and major career change, I met a man who claimed to love me and very quickly pushed for marriage. While I expressed weariness with the speed that things were going, that fell on deaf ears because he approached this relationship from a calculated and criminal perspective. Control and abuse seeped into every moment from the start. He coerced me into living together, then pressured me into marriage within months, despite my pleas for time. Within 6 months, he had drained my $50,000 saving and siphoned thousands from my child's account, maxed out my credit cards, and coerced me into taking on more debt, all to feed a gambling addiction that, when asked about, was denied. Within such a short time, I had lost all that I worked so hard for. My life had crumbled into financial ruin, psychological warfare, emotional battering, and pervasive and violent sexual abuse was my day-to-day. It was relentless. I could barely breathe under the hate in my own home. Between unstable apartments and transition homes and rehoming, my daughter and I were forced to move 7 times in a year and a half. During one domestic situation with this man, I was forced to engage the police for our security, and that's when the layers of deception began to peel back. I'd been conned into marrying this man. He had not only lied about a gambling addiction, but about his criminal past. His prison time for over a decade of his life, he had done prison time for over a decade of his life and was charged with over 30 different heinous violent acts against women and children. Multiple charges were sexually violent in nature on both adults and children, and I had this man in my home. My choice was taken away from me. I had been betrayed in such a deep way, and I was shattered, broken, and afraid. Victim services at this time pointed me in the direction of Tri-City Transitions, and I sought refuge at Joy's Place, the transitional domestic violence shelter that is a branch of Tri-Cities Transitions. They provided me solace, peace, and refuge while trying to piece together my emotional and financial ruins. They helped me mitigate the damage and trauma experienced by my child and I. As a consequence of putting her unknowingly in jeopardy and having to flee to an emergency shelter, my child no longer desires to have any relationship with me. As of today, I suffer from this. He took everything I built, including my most precious relationship. Eventually, with the support of staff, generous time extensions, and referrals to countless resources, I acquired housing. I had the blessings of Joy's house take the stress of paying rent away from me, along with covering costs of groceries and toiletries. I was able to be fully present in the healing that was so necessary. I wouldn't have done without the unwavering support of the powerful women running that organization. As I'm saying this, I'm noticing there's also men in the staff, so I'm going to shout out to all the heroes that are here. You guys are saving lives. So I stand here today speaking my painful truth because silence is the abuser's greatest ally. I hope that my story is a scream for the voiceless and a testament that no matter how deep in it one seems to be, resilience can pull you out. And to every survivor listening, you're not alone and you're unbreakable. And to the world, I hope that we can wake up and help build more places of warmth that shield us from predators. Because love, like real selfless love, can change everything. Tri-City Transitions didn't just offer me shelter, they provided me a complete roadmap to a new life. Their support begins with housing, offering both temporary and emergency shelter and longer-term second-stage housing. This crucial distinction provides stability and time for women to plan their next steps without pressure. When it's time to move, they offer assistance with furnishing new homes, turning empty spaces into safe and dignified living environments. Beyond the physical shelter, the therapeutic and practical support was transformative. Tri-City Transitions provides specialized counseling and abuse therapy for both women and their children, helping to process trauma and break the intergenerational cycles of violence. This mental and emotional support is also complemented by other essential life-sustaining services like access to food banks that ensure basic needs are met and alleviates financial stress. Tri-City Transitions foresight even extends to offering programming for small emergency loans for unexpected costs that can derail a survivor's progress. They covered every base, addressing all the immediate and long-term needs of a survivor. They have changed countless lives. This organization, these people, and these services help woman after woman find the strength and clarity to break free. Intimate partner violence is a pervasive systemic problem, and the personal is political. As a woman whose life was defined by pain and who was forced to grow up alone, despite my financial situation still presenting challenges likely for the foreseeable future, I have begun finding myself once again because of the Tri-City Transition gave me a place to rest my soul and hang my head. I have hope again, and I continue to grow more and more every day. I work hard and maintain a 4.0 GPA and have consistently been on the Dean's List because of the support I received at Tri-City Transitions. The staff even nominated for me for a scholarship, which I received. And my story is not the only one. Domestic violence transition homes are a critical and foundational element of a community's response to intimate partner violence. More than just a place of emergency shelter, they serve as a safe haven where women and children can find immediate refuge from danger. However, the true benefit of these organizations extends far beyond the provision of temporary housing. They offer a holistic wraparound approach to support, recognizing that healing and empowerment require addressing multiple aspects of a survivor's life. Organizations like Tri-City Transitions exemplify an all-encompassing biopsychosocial support model. Their commitment is to provide a comprehensive continuum of care, ensuring that women have all the tools and resources necessary to rebuild their lives and achieve lasting independence. This multifaceted approach ensures that victims are supported. By addressing a survivor's needs in their entirety, Tri-City Transitions empowers women to move from a state of crisis to self-sufficiency. They have changed countless lives through this all-encompassing model, and its impact is felt deeply by every person who has benefited from it. The organization provides more than just service. It provides a pathway to a life of dignity, safety, and hope. Thank you for your time. I feel so honored to share with you guys today.
Okay. Perfect. And next up, actually MLA Jennifer Blatherwick, but she actually has an extended intro because she's our next speaker.
All right, Jennifer, if you want to make your way up, and I will list your accolades here, some of them. Jennifer was first elected as the MLA for Coquitlam Millardville in 2024. She was appointed the Parliamentary Secretary for Gender Equity in November of 2024. Before being elected to the legislature, Jennifer was a 2-term trustee for School District 43 and was the past executive director for the Access Youth Outreach Services Society. Jennifer has been lucky to raise 5 children here in the Tri-Cities, Coquitlam, and she knows from experience that families thrive when they have a government on their side. So Jennifer, come on up.
Thank you so much. Every time I come to places, they give me speaking notes that I then just leave behind. So I am Jennifer Blatherwick. I'm the Parliamentary Secretary for Gender Equity. And in British Columbia, that means that my job is to shepherd the Women's Transition Housing Fund and also kind of guide with the expertise of and guidance of many of the nonprofits that fight gender-based violence. We support their work through a combination of federal and provincial funding and a great deal of listening. And I am here, though not because of that work, though I would come, if Jitendra asked me, I would come anywhere. A few years ago, I think 3.5 years ago now, my wonderful daughter was volunteering for an organization called Access Youth. And they shared offices with Tri-City Transitions at the time. And like every adventure, like every mission, there comes times in the life of a nonprofit organization when the candle is very strong and burns very brightly. And then in every organization, there is a time when the candle gutters a little and the light gets a little dim. And my daughter came to me one night and said, I love this work. I do outreach to youth. I do it at the mall. I do it on the street. I'm really helping people. But Mom, I think they need some help because no matter how big your heart is, your heart doesn't naturally know how to do accounting, nor does your heart know how to report to the Societies Act. She said, but you know how to do those things. And I said, oh man, I don't know. But I joined the board, I joined the organization, and at the time we were hosted in Tri-City Transitions offices. And I went through their books and I went, oh no. And if you've ever heard me make that sound, I am a relentless optimist. So if I make the oh no sound, it's bad. And so I had to go to Tri-City Transitions. I had to go to their board and say, hi, we have this contract to pay you rent. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. And so together, Jatinder and Marilyn sat me down and said, what do you need? How can we help you? So that you can continue helping youth in the Tri-Cities. And so they let us stay there. Basically, we were like my teenage kids who just live at home for free. But during that time, I got to be in the operations. Just watching Jatinder is an education in how to be. You've all worked in places where you can tell by the demeanor of the staff, by the people that come in to that building, that it is a good, safe place to be. And that is what Tri-City Transitions created, was a safe place. People came in there, you could see just weight lifting off their shoulders, just like they talked about in the video. People laugh. In the worst time of their life, people are laughing and sharing and reaching out to connect to each other in that very beginning of recovery, which is learning you can help someone else. So I am honored. I am honored to be here. Because, as many women in this room, I'm also a survivor of intimate partner violence. And so to me, this mission is very personal. And being able to stand here on this stage and listen to other women speak, you're so true. You have to speak up. No woman, no person is invulnerable. No person is completely safe from gender-based violence. And we must continue to talk and to share with each other so that the women who are going through the struggle know that there is a safe place to talk to us, and that they know if we are lucky enough to have help to get out, that there is a light at the end of that road, and a light that we create together. And that is what Tri-City Transitions does. They create that light that we can go towards. And so there was a whole speech here, and there was a whole bunch of priorities in it. I'm so sorry. I feel bad for my staff. But really, this is a place not for pre-prepared words. This is a place for truth. And I raise my hands to Tri-City Transitions for the work that you have done and the work you will continue to do for the next 50 years.
Thank you.
Mr. Panzer.
Thank you, Jennifer. So MP Zoe Royer wasn't able to be here today, but she was able to send along a video and cake. So if you haven't had cake yet, courtesy of Zoe, it's over there somewhere. But Chris is going to cue it up. There she is. All right. Here's Zoe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoe Ray, the Member of Parliament for Port Moody, Coquitlam, Armor, and Belcarra. While I wish I could be with you in person right now, I'm grateful for the chance to share a few words from Ottawa. This evening's celebration is close to my heart. My elderly mom was one of Canada's first female obstetrician gynecologists. She played a pivotal role in advancing women's rights and gender equality in our country. Her example instilled in me a lifelong commitment to supporting women, and I see that same spirit reflected in the work of the Society. For 50 years, Tri-City Transitions has been a lifeline, offering safety, education, and hope to women, children, and families in the community. You've broken barriers, built this community, and shown what's possible when compassion leads the way. As your MP, I'm proud to stand with you in this mission. The launch of a new Women's Centre will expand vital services and carry this legacy forward into the future. Thank you to the staff, volunteers, the survivors, and the supporters who make this work possible. Congratulations on 50 years of impact and strengthening this important work together in the years ahead. Enjoy this evening of celebration. You've earned it.
And now we have one more speaker for the evening. So speaking on behalf of the Tri-City Transitions Board, Sherry Shear. Come on up.
I believe I'm the last person for tonight you have to hear from, so that's the good news. As you heard, I am the treasurer, board member of Tri-City Transition Society. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing this night with us. It's 50 years, it's not a short period of time, is it? I do want to quickly just recap what we've heard tonight, bring this wonderful evening to a close, and just kind of recap and reflect on what we've heard so far tonight. I hope you've seen the feedback back here and you paid attention to it. This is something that was collected by the staff of Tri-City Transition Society from clients and individuals who utilize the services at Tri-City Transition Society, various services that they've offered. There's that, and of course we heard testimony from Ivy. Thank you so much for that. And it was moving. We also had the video. It was moving, and these clients and these individuals, I think, move us all, and they encourage us with their courage and resilience. We were honored to hear from Jennifer and her experience with Tri-City Transitions. Thank you for sharing your experience, but also I think you reminded us of the vital and important role that Tri-City Transition organizations like ours, TCT, plays in strengthening the community and shaping brighter futures for women and children out there and families. Of course, we also heard from Jatinder, who spoke with passion and shared her vision with us. Also, the remarkable journey that TCT has had during the past 50 years, and all the milestones we've achieved in the meantime, as well as our the future goals that we have for the organization. You've a couple of times you've alluded to this. I don't know if it's been made clear. Our goal for the future is to create a women's center. And so that's our ambitious goal that we have for the next few years. That's something we're going to strive towards. We did have a women's center, as you saw from our presentation earlier. It was what started this organization to begin with, and it's what we hope to also provide again to the community in the near future. So as I said, 50 years, it's not a small feat. It is, I can honestly say, I don't think there are too many organizations out there that can say they were around for half a century, helping women, families, saving lives, as we heard earlier, and supporting the community and strengthening that community, and advocating for change, of course. But that longevity is not an accident. It is a direct result of deep commitment and strong partnership, and of course, generosity of our individuals and donors. And so we hope that generosity is going to carry us forward into the next 50 years. And our work has been made possible because of the volunteers, the staff who are here, as you see, volunteering their time again, and the government, of course, as well as, of course, the donors, as I mentioned. So as we look forward towards the next 50 years, I would like to invite you to join us in sustaining that legacy. If you've been moved tonight, and I think we all have by the stories that we've heard and the personal experiences that individuals have had with this organization, I would encourage you to consider donating, making a small donation or any size. Every gift of every size is a seed that's going to grow into safety and dignity and new beginnings for individuals like we heard from Ivy, thank you so much for your speech, by the way, and you're very encouraged for coming up here and telling us your story. Thank you so much. Thank you. I won't take any more of your time. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
There is an event coming up, Coquitlam Nightlight Walk. It's on October 23rd. It's with Royal LePage Shelter Foundation and TD Bank. They are working together to increase the awareness on domestic violence, intimate partner violence. I invite all of you to put it in your calendar and hope to see you all there. Again, October 23rd, and I believe it starts around 6 o'clock, but there's more details to come. Thank you, everyone.